Hello and welcome to another conversation. I am your host, Dr. Michelle J. Clark. This is more than a podcast, guys. This is a place where we have hard conversations that many people avoid, but everyone needs. My goal is to create a space where honest, respectful, meaningful conversations inspire us to think differently, think critically, grow personally, and become better versions of ourselves. If today's conversation encourage you, challenge your thinking, or gives you something to reflect on, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear the message. Every subscription helps this platform continue bringing thoughtful, meaningful conversations to the public. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, today's topic isn't about popularity. It isn't about followers, and it isn't about going viral. It's about integrity. Integrity. Because somewhere along the way, we created a culture where images matter more than honesty. These are hard conversations. Why? I mean, when your professional title becomes part of your brand, the public has every right to ask questions. Every right. Accountability isn't hate. You know, Miss Cheyenne Bryant, you're deflecting, sweetheart. You're deflecting. Nobody is envious of you, sweetie. You're a pretty girl. Yes. You speak well, but you speak in circles and you try to deflect every question. And I want you to know transparency isn't prosecution. We're not trying to, it's just not, okay? The public has the right to ask questions. Public trust has to be earned. Today's conversation is bigger than just one individual. It's about credibility. It's about accountability. And it's about protecting the value of education. There are many people who sacrifice years of their lives earning an advanced degree. Yes. I miss birthdays, holidays, sleep, family events, countless opportunities because I was committed to completing my work, and no one was going to stop me of that, even though some people tried to. It wasn't going to happen. Absolutely not. So when legitimate questions arise about professional credentials, these questions deserve thoughtful answers, not ridicule, not distractions or confusion. Let me understand. Let me let you guys know why this is personal to me. Okay. This conversation is personal because it isn't about social media drama. It isn't about her. It is, but it's not. It isn't about gossip. It isn't about trying to destroy anyone. She's destroying herself. This is personal because it's a principle behind it. And I have an issue with that because I know what it took to earn my doctorate. Right here. I know what it took. I did it. I know the late nights. I know the research. I know the revisions. I know the committee feedback. I know the self-doubt. Sometimes, not a lot, but yeah, I knew I was finishing. I knew I was doing it. And I knew how long it was going to take me to do it too. I know perseverance. I know sacrifice. I know what it feels like to question yourself to keep going. Some people tried it though. No, thank you. That's why I refuse to let people minimize what a doctorate represents. You're not going to get the facts. Don't just believe what someone posts. What was that, episode 7? I showed you guys my dissertation. Okay? Don't just believe what someone says. Don't just believe this person has a title. Ask questions. We don't ask enough questions. Verify the information. Please verify it. I asked you to. Thank you, please, and thank you. Okay. Look for the documentation. In today's world, facts matter more than feelings. Facts matter more than feelings. Respecting earned credentials. And one of these things I've experienced since earning my doctorate is that some people just refuse to address me as Dr. Clark. And here's how I look at that. First of all, you can't take it away from me. No one can. If I introduce myself as Sam, why would you intentionally call me Peter? You wouldn't. So if I introduce myself as Dr. Michelle J. Clark, why would someone intentionally refuse to address me the way I've introduced myself? You know what that says, guys? That says more about you than it does me. The Ph.D. don't make it me. I make it. Respect costs nothing. And I've also noticed something else. The moment people hear doctor, they immediately start telling me about someone else they know. Oh, my sister has her doctorate. My cousin has one. My cousin they have a specialist. My pastor has one. That's wonderful. Great. Congratulations to them. But what does that have to do with me? I'm not asking you to compare accomplishments. I'm simply asking you to respect the title earned, because the last I checked, they were not giving them away. Absolutely not. They were not giving them away. So why society don't understand? Let's have this conversation. This conversation also showed me something much bigger than that. Many people generally just don't understand higher education. Now, let me say this. Look, some people might be looking at this, may not have a degree, may not have or believe that education is important. This may not be important to everyone. It may not be. You may look at that like, oh, that's a waste of time. Why are you in school? Who cares? In fact, I had someone very close to me say they didn't think it was a big deal. Okay, it may not be a big deal. Okay. Also, I had someone close to me ask, oh, I had a party when I graduated, and my sister asked, "What is a PhD?" Everybody talking about it's so much work and so. Now, I wasn't offended by it, right? It was an eye-opening moment. It reminded me that many people never have been taught about these degrees and what they actually represent, and that's okay. We talked about people just being ignorant. They don't know. They don't understand. A lot of people can't even spell PhD. When people don't understand the work behind it, it becomes easier for titles to be misunderstood, minimized, or confused. So, since this clown has been in the social media and stuff, people are not understanding what it takes. It's almost like a mockery of it, right? And let me pause on that and let me show you guys this. This is a clown performing. So she's talking to herself right here.
Camera?
No one's in
this
there.
My camera? Oh, this is my camera?
Okay, sorry. That's hilarious to me. That is really, like, it shouldn't be a PhD. She should go out for acting. And I think 50 Cent today, he posted something about her, you know, saying how incredibly ridiculous she is. And so today Let me educate ourselves, okay? What is a PhD? It stands for Doctor of Philosophy. Doctor of Philosophy. So contrary to what many people think, your degree does not have to be in philosophy, okay? A PhD is research. Research is a research doctorate. It's one of the highest academic degrees a university awards. Earning one generally requires graduate coursework, comprehensive examinations, original research, a dissertation that contributes new knowledge to the field, and is approved faculty. You don't just receive a PhD because someone likes you. You don't just earn one by meeting. You earn it by meeting rigorous academic standards. So let's talk about the capstone versus thesis versus the dissertation. People throw these words around as if they are interchangeable, and they're not. They are not. Capstone. A capstone project is commonly completed in undergraduate or professional master's program. Its purpose is to demonstrate that you've learned how you apply what you've been taught to a real world problem. That's what a capstone is. You're applying existing knowledge. And a lot of times you have the group projects. I don't even want to talk about that. Like, oh, you did a group to get yours? It was just me by myself. My committee only said yay or nay. No, revise that, send it back. I didn't have a group. Sorry, no group. You're not necessarily creating new knowledge. So again, with a capstone, you're not creating new knowledge. Okay, let's talk about a thesis. A thesis is generally completed in research-based master's program. Most of them are, the theses are in a master's program. The thesis require you to investigate the research question. Okay, review scholarly literature. They have you analyze this data or existing evidence and demonstrate research competence. Okay, that's what thesis is. You're contributing to an academic conversation. Let's talk about a dissertation. I did a dissertation. Let's talk about that. A dissertation is original scholarly research. I came up with this research question. I did it all myself. You're expected to identify a gap in existing knowledge and contribute something new to your field. A dissertation isn't simply another paper. I pretty much wrote a book. And it often takes years. Okay. The average person, it takes 4 to 7 years to complete. It took me 2.5. And had it not been for COVID, it would have took me 2. Okay. Let me tell you what the dissertation includes. Identify a research problem. I had to identify the research problem. I had to review scholarly literature, right? I had to, I'm designing a research study. I had a research question, receiving committee approval. Okay. I had to collect the data ethically, analyzing my finding, write multiple chapters. Okay. Revisiting and revising repeatedly. Understand that. And defending your work before faculty. As someone who earned a PhD, I can tell you a dissertation isn't just a test or something, a test to test your intelligence. No. As Cat Williams say. No, it's not. It tests your discipline, your resilience, your patience. There were multiple revisions, then more revisions, committee feedback, yeah, and then more revisions. And let me just say this and speak on the true PhDs. We're not talking about the liars who pay people. I know this girl, she paid somebody to do hers. Actually, in fact, she got kicked out of one university, called and asked me what university I was in because I'm a Walden ambassador. Asked me, I told her about Walden. Yeah, come to Walden. Didn't want to tell me she got kicked out for plagiarism. Yeah, you cheated, you lied. She's not even passionate about hers because how can you be passionate about something you ain't do? No work done. You didn't do anything, sweetheart. No, thank you. No, thank you. So you just don't earn a doctorate because someone thinks you're smart. No. You earn it because you successfully completed one of the highest levels of academic work. Right there. All right, let's talk about the dissertation defense. Many people don't know this either. All right, before my students graduate, right, you must defend their dissertation. You must defend. Some people get far and don't even get the data. They don't collect the data. They don't do what it takes for next steps. And a lot of times people don't finish. To be frank about it, a lot of times people don't. And when you defend, you're not always CAO approved. That's the finals. That's the final CAO, right? The university has to approve what your committee approved. Okay. And again, that means presenting years of research before the committee, faculty who question your methodology, your analysis, your conclusions, and what is your contributions to the field. Everybody don't always get approved. Let's first say that. All right. They're not just simply saying, oh, hey, congratulations. No, they are there to determine whether your work meets doctorates. Okay. Now let's talk about the honorary doctorates. Let's talk about them. First, let me be clear. There is absolutely nothing wrong with receiving one. Okay. All right. It's a tremendous honor. Yes. Universities award honorary doctorates to recognize outstanding contributions to society, leadership, philanthropy, public services, or a profession. That recognition should absolutely be celebrated. Yeah. However, an honorary doctorate and an earned doctorate are not the same thing. And generally speaking, the recipient of honorary doctorates are not required to complete the coursework, not required to pass comprehensive examinations, not required to conduct not required to write and defend a dissertation, not required to complete the full academic requirements of a doctorate program. Okay. An earned doctorate is awarded because the individual completed those academic requirements. An honorary doctorate recognizes achievements and their contributions. An earned doctorate certifies academic completion. Those are different purposes. Both can be meaningful, both deserve respect, but they should never be confused with one another. Recognition is not the same as clarity matters, accuracy matters, integrity matters. And for those who have an honorary, you need to let people know that yours is an honorary, okay? Please, I know this guy, he say doctor more than I say doctor. And you got your honorary, sir. Okay. So let's clap. Why titles matter. Let's remember what these professions represent. Okay. So let's talk about a psychologist. This represents years of graduate education, supervised clinical training, research, ethics, and professional responsibility. A counselor represents graduate education, clinical supervision, licensure, continuing education, and a commitment to helping others through evidence-based practices. A physician, MD, completes years of medical education, residency training, licensing examination, and assumes responsibilities for people's health and lives. Okay, a professor teaches, mentors students, conduct research, publish scholarships, peer reviews, and advances knowledge within the discipline. Okay, and those titles carry responsibilities because they represent years of work. Okay, it's a difference. Image versus integrity. There's a difference between building a reputation and building an image. A reputation is earned. An image can be created overnight. You can just show your body parts and you'll have the most follows than anybody. We talked about that episode 10. Followers don't automatically create credibility. You can pay for that. You can pay to get followers. Public recognition doesn't replace professional accountability. If your expertise is your brand, transparency should be viewed as, you know what? This is let's do this here. Okay. Let me show you this here.
That I realized that I put my track shoes on, even though people see heels every day now, and my track shoes is still on. I've never taken them off. Yeah. And I ran as far as I could. I ran into 6 degrees, 3 doctorates, a master's degree, a house at 19.
She said 3 doctorates. Okay. All right. So what I want you to think about these questions: should public figures whose businesses are built on expertise expect responsible questions about their credentials? Should trust be based on popularity or valuable qualifications? When your title becomes part of your brand, does accountability become optional? Just say, Cheyenne, sweetheart, just say that you're performing, sweetie. Just say that you're a life coach. It's okay. Just say that. Or does it come even more important? My goal today wasn't to tell you what to think. My goal is basically to encourage you to think critically. Degrees matter because they represent work. This is not mockery. This is not funny. This is we meaning the true PhDs, the true doctorates, earned it. We're not talking about the ones that pay for people to write for them. I'm not speaking on them. You can't even respect them. We talking about the real PhDs who did the work, all of the work. Titles matter because they represent responsibility. Trust matters because people make life-changing decisions based on who they believe. Never confuse a title with truth, and never allow image to become more valuable than integrity. Don't do that. But in closing, I want to say thank you for joining us for another episode of Hard Conversations. And if this conversations encourage you, challenge your thinking, or gave you something to reflect on, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear the message. And again, thank you for watching. I would love to hear from you. And you never know what hard conversation that you believe the world needs to hear. Until next time, don't be afraid to have the hard conversation. It might just change you. And again, thank you.